All right, we are officially live here, and this is what is it? We are Wednesday. What are we in March? Yeah, March 17th. And we are going to be kicking this call off today and talking about a $30,000, potentially a 30,000, probably even more per month business that I thought about for about, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then I immediately said, Scott, stay focused on what you're doing. We're not going to go down that road. But I wanted to share it with you because this is something that happens once you build a skill set. And I always tell people, if you want to be future proof yourself, not just your business, yourself, you need to build skills, right? And it's not that they're going to happen overnight, but the thing that you're working on right now, most likely will not be what you're working on 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It might be a version of it, but what you're really going to do is take the skills that you're learning and transfer them into the next venture or the next business, and go from there. But the way that you learn is by doing. And that's what I'm always telling you is like, you have to start. You have to take action. You can't just learn. Learning is great. Implementation to me is where you really, truly learn. And I think we would all agree. So with that all being said, welcome to today's coffee talk. I do have a fresh cup, bulletproof as always. And today we are going to be talking about this whole $30,000 per month business, but not even about the business. We're going to be talking more about how you build these skill sets and then how you identify these opportunities that you could potentially, lean into and possibly do. The reason why I say this, because sometimes then it's going to become shiny object syndrome, right? We're going to see these opportunities and be like, oh, I can do this, and oh, I can do that, and oh, I can do that. And it does, it does get kind of hard to turn that stuff away because you see opportunities everywhere you turn. Like I'll have a conversation with someone just randomly and immediately my brain's cranking. Like I'm thinking, okay, you could do this, you could do that, you could do this, you could do that. I'm not saying it, but I'm thinking it. I'm crunching, right? I'm just processing because I have the knowledge now of this whole online business thing. And then I can plug in to their business, what I would do if I was them, right? Depending on the goals and what they're trying to achieve. So anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about. St. Patrick's Day today. I just realized that. So Karen, thank you for reminding me. Good morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I kind of forgot that. We probably should talk about corned beef and cabbage, right? Good Wednesday morning. What's up, Kate? What's up, Ruth? Hello, coffee crew. What is up, Karen? Good morning. Sun is shining. Going to be a nice day. That's awesome. It's going to be a little dreary here today. Good morning, Brand Rockers. What's up, Geo? All right, cool. So yeah, let's talk about this. All right. And I'm going to kick this off because I'm probably going to turn this into a podcast episode. So I'm going to pause and then I will come in again and give the intro. But that's what we're going to be doing. Also, yesterday, it was kind of funny. I did a Facebook Live inside of Brand Creators Academy, and I was doing it to show how I run these, right? Like how I'm managing this right now. I just had Salama come in. Hello, Salama. See, I just popped her up there. So I basically showed how I did that. I'd be curious how many of you, whether you're here live or on the replay, doesn't matter. How many of you would like me to do a rundown of kind of how to run a Facebook Live? So this way here, you could potentially jump on, do a Facebook Live, but you have all these controls and you get a really high resolution video from it, but you also can navigate and really to show you the tool that I'm using. If you're interested in that, let me know. And I might do one of them for you. So let me know. Helene says corned beef is in the crock pot now cooking in some beer. That sounds awesome, by the way. Potatoes, carrots too, little cabbage. I like that, Helene. That sounds amazing. All right. So yeah, let's kick this off. All right. And then Friday Friday, by the way, is our jam session. I have not thought of the topic yet. So if you have any ideas for topics for Friday, let me know. And I'd be more than happy to do that for you as well. And we can answer some of those questions. And I'm getting some yes. Okay, me, yes. Facebook Live session would be very helpful. Helene, I just want to let you know, inside of Brand Creators Academy, the Facebook group, there's a tutorial already in there. I just did it yesterday for you guys. So it's in there. Alejandro says yes. Salama says, I would love the step-by-step Facebook Live with StreamYard. Awesome. Okay. So good. So, so far, it looks like I should probably do one. And I might just do that. All right. So here we go. We're going to kick this thing off. Let me get my notes up here. I don't have many notes today. I'm just going to tell you guys the story and how this whole thing happened. All right. So the title of this is my $30,000 per month business idea and why I decided not to do it. All right. So here we go. All right. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you my $30,000 per month business idea and why I decided not to do it. And you might be saying, Scott, why wouldn't you do it? Man, to have the opportunity to make $30,000 per month, that would be amazing. And the answer is yes, it would be amazing. And, the potential is there. And after I explain to you how this whole thing happened, I think you will realize that yes, it's a great opportunity, but there's also things that you have to think about. Like if you are going to create this business, you have to also think about what's it going to require for the business, right? Like I could say we could go create another physical product business, which I just sold one here not that long ago. And I could say, let's go create another one of those. And then I'd be thinking, oh my gosh, like I don't want to deal with the logistics right now. Like I'm kind of done with that. I'm a little burnt out with that. I don't want to go down that road. Even though the opportunity is there, doesn't mean that I'm going to go, through with it, right? Because I don't want to deal with the headaches of it. And there are some headaches with this $30,000 per month business idea that I came up with. All right. And I'll explain those. But what I really want you to take away, not even the business model that I'm going to share with you, which, if it's something that resonates with you and you want to go for it, go for it. You could totally do it. But I want to let you know that, it's not all, glorious, right? Like there's going to be some issues. There's going to be some headaches and you have to start thinking about that. And that's not $30,000 profit. That would be, what you would collect. And then from there, we would have to pay some people to help us with this stuff. All right. But I'm going to share with you how this whole thing came about and then how I started to process this. But the main thing I want you to really, really take away from this here and me sharing this with you is that once you learn, okay, and then apply and do it, okay, do the thing that you're learning, you are now building a skill set. So people always say, Scott, how do you really become future-proof? Like if you were to have everything wiped away right now, what would you do, right? And pretty much what I'm going to share with you today is probably what I would do because it would be really easy to get someone to start paying me almost immediately. Like I probably could have 2 people paying me right now for this service just from that conversation that I had with a guy that actually where I got this whole idea from because I was helping him. I'll get to that in a minute. But I just want you to realize that if you started building content right now, like you just start, like maybe you went through our 7-day content creation challenge and you created your first piece of content. You didn't just learn how to create content, you actually did it. So that means that you can now repeat that, right? And now you also could do it for someone else, okay? Or just your own brand. You learned a skill. You have that, it'll never go away. You're only going to get better. What if you started to build an email list and you built a list to 500 people and you're like, okay, I got this thing, right? I'm learning, I'm doing, and now I'm learning how to write emails and I'm learning how to do promotions in the emails and I'm learning all of this different stuff, how to write good subject lines. I'm learning all that stuff and you're doing it and you're seeing what's happening when you're doing it, right? You're getting the results back. And so now you're learning, right? And then, oh, well, you know what? Now I want to start doing some Facebook Lives because I want to create content. I'm going to start creating Facebook Lives. You're going to learn how to create a live stream and a live video. And all of this stuff that you're doing are skills that might not necessarily okay, turn out to be a huge success in the thing that you're working on right now, but it will eventually become something that you will probably use in another business or helping someone in their business. It's something that you now learned and you understood, and you now can apply it over and over and over again. If we go back to the basics, think about this. For me, how do you get clients into your photography studio? That's where I started with all of this, right? Like how to get clients into the photography studio. And back then, it wasn't like now where you can run Facebook ads and you could run Google ads for search, but you couldn't really do Facebook ads. Facebook wasn't even there. YouTube is really young, so there wasn't any advertising there. There was no Twitter. There was no Instagram, Snapchat, any of that stuff. There was no way to use all of these tools, right? But the basics were get people to enter their email address so I could follow up with them. And it was back then through Outlook Express. So I would just, blind copy everybody. And the way that we used to collect emails was in a little fishbowl, and we would be at like a gala event, and we would do a giveaway, and we would do a giveaway for our photography services. We'd have a package of like $200, and you could enter your name and email in there to win. And people would write their name, fold it, put it in the fishbowl. At the end of the night, we'd pull a winner. Boom, you won. Everyone else we know has kids. They want to get their pictures taken. They wanted to win that, but they didn't. We follow up with them when we say, hey, you want 25% off your package? We're doing a Christmas special. And then boom, we would sell out all of our Christmas spots. Right? That's how we built an email list. Nowadays, we get to build it differently, but it's the same concept. How do you write the emails? Same way we did back then. Marketing is marketing, right? Building a business and a brand is the same as it was 20, 30, 40 years ago, even longer. Marketing is marketing. The platforms have changed. Your messaging is pretty much going to be the same, right? Your angles are going to be the same, right? Just things evolve. So the reason why I went on that little rant is because so many people think that it's like the newest and the greatest and the new strategies and the tactics. A lot of times it's the basics. All right. So I'm gonna kind of demonstrate that here through how I came up with this $30,000 per month business idea. All right. So recently, my daughter did a beach volleyball tournament in Clearwater, Florida, and her partner that she was assigned with, or that was recommended, they met up and then they were going to partner. Well, we met her parents, and I struck up a conversation with her father, and we were hanging out. We were actually playing some beach volleyball ourselves when the girls weren't playing in a game. It was fun. We had a great weekend, and we just got talking. And then he would ask me what I do, and I told him what I do, pretty much, and that was it. And then about, I don't know, a day goes by, the next day, and he says, hey, would you want to meet for coffee? And I got something I want to kind of run by you. I'm thinking about doing for my business. Now, this guy sells insurance. Okay. Now, I don't mean insurance for like Geico or one of the bigger ones. Like, he's a broker in a sense, and then finds the best plan for you. Okay. And so I was like, yeah, sure. No problem. Love to get coffee and talk about this stuff. I love marketing. So we sat down, we set a date, we sat down, we went to a Starbucks, we went outside. This way we could social distance and all of that stuff. And we sat outside, and it was just him and I. And I said to him, I go, what are you looking to do? Right. So I asked him a question, and he said, well, I want to get more clients, but I also want to get clients that have more toys, maybe a second home, more stuff. Right. And I'm like, okay. And I go, where is your ideal client in this area? And he said, within 25 miles, 30 miles. But I mean, technically I could go further, but, basically locally. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, and so what are the pain points for someone that, versus you just saying like, hey, do you want to save money on your insurance? Like, what are some things? And he's like, well, people don't know if they're fully protected. Some people have a plan that when something happens, they find out that they weren't protected. Some of those things. So it's not really saving money, it's that they're not fully protected. But then there is the saving money side of things. Also, they want to deal with someone local, someone that they know, like, and trust. So all of these things he's telling me, and I'm listening. And as he's telling me this stuff, I'm already formulating like what I would do. Right. So I said, okay, here's what I would do. I would have yourself on camera, and I would shoot 3 to 5 different videos covering a pain point or something that they need to know. And I already did a coffee talk on this, and a podcast episode turned into a podcast episode. So you guys can go back and listen to that. And I'll go ahead and link that up in the show notes of this episode. But basically what I had said was you got to come up with 3 to 5 different videos, maybe 2 to 5 minutes long, give or take. Could be 7 minutes, doesn't matter. Could be 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes, doesn't matter. And it's got to be you on camera, and it's got to be you addressing a concern, right? You got to have that angle. This is that marketing side of things, right? Like what's going to pull that person. So that's the creative is the first part. Okay. So we just got to get that created and done. Okay. Once we get that done, now what I would do is I would take that video or those videos and I would run them to people in our area within a 25-mile radius of wherever you want to call the center point. And then I would just do a 25-mile radius. And I would also target people that are over 30 years old. They might work at a certain facility. So we have a financial advisory, what's it now? LPL, I think it is. The financial, huge, massive company. I would target those people, right? In this area though. And I would do it all through Facebook ads. Right? So I would just create 3 to 5 pieces of video. I would target those people. And now for pennies, because I would run video engagement ads, and I would basically just give them tips, give them what they need to know that no one else is sharing with them. And then say, hey, if you want me to look over your plan for free, just give me a call, right? 777/777/777, whatever your number is, right? And that's it. And you sign off. And I would just do that. And I would put $10, $20 a day to video engagement ads. And I would just blanket the whole area. And what's going to happen is people that meet that criteria in that area are going to start seeing your stuff like you're on billboards everywhere. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, like these people are everywhere. You know, you're everywhere to that person. You're in their bubble now, right? Because you've self-identified them. Right? So I told them all of this. And then I said, and then once you're starting to get phone calls, then you can start fielding those phone calls. But then you could also do some retargeting. So people that engage with the ad, but don't give you a phone call, you could do retargeting to those people and set up a separate campaign with maybe 2 or 3 additional videos that they only seen. And I went through this whole thing. And he's like, that sounds awesome. He says, so do you do that? And I go, no, I don't. I don't do that. I don't want to do that because I don't want to be an agency. He's like, oh my gosh, like I thought you did it. By the way that you were talking and telling me all this stuff, I go, well, I've done it locally a few different times. And I've also done it globally, which actually globally could be a little bit harder because you have more targeting options. And so I said, but locally, you could dominate your market. Like anyone locally here could dominate their local market and become everywhere. You got to spend some money. Right. So I said to him, I go, I would think that you'd probably be able to spend $20, $25 a day, and you're not going to have to spend more than that because you're going to then exhaust the audience and you're going to be just flooding the area with all of your stuff because you're going to get video views for like 3 cents. Okay. I mean, where can you go to a cable network and get your ad in front of all of those people for 3 cents for 2 minutes? Right. And then what we can do also, this is what I said, we can go and say, okay, anyone that's engaged for 25% or more of your video, we can hit them with another ad or 50% or 75% or 100%. And now they're raising their hand by how much they view. Right. And he's blown away by this. Right. The thing is, to you and to me, most likely hearing about email list building and follow up and content creation and all of that stuff, it's probably like, yeah, everyone knows that. No. And this guy's a successful businessman, okay? Has no idea about what I just explained. All of a sudden, I am like this brilliant marketer, okay? Which, yeah, I know a lot, and I should give myself some credit, right? I know a lot, but you right now probably know as much as I do in some areas of business. I mean, the basics. And that's all you really need to know, okay? But how do I know this? Because I've done it. Okay. The content side of things, right? That content piece that I was talking about, how to come up with angles, how to come up with hooks and all of that stuff, that all came from my photography days. That all came from doing online digital products for the photography space. When I did, stuff for The Amazing Seller, that all came into play. When I'm doing stuff for brand creators, that comes into play. I just wrote 2 emails in 2 different niches this morning. It still applies there. Right? So the content side of things is always going to be the same. We got to come up with a hook. We got to come up with something that's going to truly help them. What's going to instantly allow you to come through as you're there to help them? And then how do you give them a call to action? Done. Now we got to get eyeballs, right? That's where the Facebook targeting would come in. So my point is this: I'm explaining this to him, and he's like, poof, like his mind was blown. He could just see it. He was excited. He couldn't wait. And he's like, but now I got to figure out how to do all this stuff. And he goes, I thought before too, because I was telling him about the content side. He goes, I was even thinking about doing like a seminar or something to help people that, that wanted to learn more about the whole insurance side of their assets and all of this stuff. And he goes, but, and then possibly selling my services. I go, that's basically a glorified webinar of what you're talking about. I go, I'll give you an example. I just shared with you here for the past 30 minutes on what I would do. I laid out the exact blueprint of what I would do. Right. And he goes, yeah. And I go, basically right now, if I said to you, you know what, for the first month, I'll charge you $1,000. I'll run the ads. You'll have to just pay for the ads. And then after 3 months, maybe we go to $3,000, something like that. Would you be ready to do this? He goes, oh, 100%. He goes, actually, as you're talking to me about this, I know another guy who's in the financial space where he helps people with their finances and investments and stuff like that. He's local. I know he could use this. And I'm like, oh yeah. Because you could say, things like, are you 100% protected from your retirement? Or do you have enough? Will you have enough for your retirement? Like something like that, question mark. Here's 3 things to make sure that you have so you're protected, or that you're sure, or something like that, right? We'd have to think on that. And then that guy could start fielding calls of people of doing like a 30-minute free strategy call for your retirement, something like that. Totally could do it. Same thing. And then I got thinking, I'm like, so I could charge him 3. I could charge him 3. I need 8 more people, right? Because that'd be 10, that'd be $30,000. So I could basically just find 8 more businesses. They could help me find businesses because they probably know businesses, right? They probably have a network of local businesses that they're a part of. And then I could basically just tap into their network, get 10 people, $3,000 a month to run that basic campaign structure, which, by the way, what I just outlined is super basic. Like we literally teach the basics of that inside of Brand Creators Academy. Like it's super stripped down basic. It's like create your ad, which is your creative, your video or your images. You got to have that piece. Then we got to create a campaign inside of the Facebook Ads Manager. Okay. Then we have to create an ad set, which is basically just targeting. So we're going to target one audience, and that one audience is going to be 25-mile radius from wherever we're at. And I'm going to put some other filters onto it. And they also work at LPL, or they also follow LPL, or whatever, Raymond James, or any of the other institutions that are money, or that's for the money thing. That wouldn't be insurance. It'd be insurance. But yes, you still could do that, because if someone's worrying about their retirement, they probably have some insurance stuff that they want to protect as well. So it probably could cross each other, and that's it, right? And then I would just have that, and then I would have the ads running, right? So that's it. I just need a campaign set up, an ad set, targeting basically, and then an ad, and that's it. And I'm going to put $10 a day to start, and I'm going to run that thing, and we're going to see what happens, right? And then we're going to dial in different ads. We're going to dial in different messaging, different hooks, and that's it. Right? I could, even sitting here right now, I'm thinking I could probably have a couple different packages. You do the creative. We'll give you we'll give you the bullet points of what you got to fill in. You do the creative, and we'll charge you $1,500 a month. If you want us to help you with the ads and the creative, getting the ads, even edited or whatever, I could hire someone to do that. It'd be $3,000 a month, right? And we'll give you 3 new video ads per month to test. Maybe that's it, right? So you can step it up, right? You can do a basic and a higher level. So I'm not doing this, and one of the main reasons is because I'm focused on Brand Creators, our academy. Also got 2 little case study niche sites that we're building. And I don't want to be tied to helping 10 different businesses, right? I don't want to be tied to that. Now, if I had to, if I lost everything, first thing I would do is do exactly that. I'd find businesses that I just kind of outline there, and I would pitch them that idea. And that's it. And I would run Facebook ads. Get this. I would run Facebook ads targeting local businesses, basically saying, do you want to get more people in your business using social media, but you just don't know how? Give me a call, right? Or I'd show them the plan. I would outline the plan basically on a whiteboard. And then I would say, if this sounds interesting to you, if you'd like me to help you with this, go ahead and give me a call. Like, that's it. And I guarantee I'm going to get businesses to want to do that. But again, I'm not doing that because I don't want to be an agency. With an agency, you have now 10 businesses, let's say, that you're dealing with. Those 10 businesses, some are going to be worse than others, but they're going to have problems, right? They're going to have, well, why isn't my thing converting as high as it should be? Why am I not getting phone calls? Why am I spending so much? And they might only be spending $20 a day. I don't want to spend that much, even though they're spending $1,200 a month on Yellow Pages. Waste of money, right? So I just don't want to go down that road. And if I had to, I would. And I know I can make it work, but I'm just not going to go down that road. But the reason I wanted to share this with you is because I've had the experience, because I understand marketing, because I've done it and not just learned it out of a textbook. I am valuable to other businesses. Bottom line, right? And you can charge for those services. Or I can take what I'm sharing here and I could apply it to a niche that is not in how to get more customers in the door, right? I could go after, if you were into aquascaping, I could go and put up some video ads about aquascaping, and then I would bring them into my world and start to get them engaged with my other content, but then ultimately would probably sell them an aquascaping course or aquascaping kit or whatever, right? You get where I'm going with this. It doesn't have to be in just, the how to get people in the door or, how to get more business, although it could. All right. So hopefully this opened your eyes. Hopefully this has helped you, inspired you. But the bottom line is here, if you are learning and doing, that's the key there, taking action, you are building a skill set within yourself, and no one will ever be able to take that away from you. Never, ever forget that. And that's a wrap. All right, guys, you got any questions on that? Let's see. Let's see here. What do we got? All right. Deeper dive on Facebook ads, Kate says. Yes, we most likely will be doing that. We have 2 trainings in there right now, Kate, but we are going to do a really kind of like a fast track workshop, but I think we're going to keep that inside of Brand Creators Academy, just because Facebook is changing all the time. So we don't want to have that out there publicly. We'd rather have that in the Academy. We can always revise those in there. What's up, Debbie? Justin says, your email inspired me, hence why I'm here. Well, that's good. I'm glad that the email brought you here. That's good, Justin. That's why email marketing is powerful. What's up, Kyle? Good morning. Oh, Kyle, by the way, I just wanted to let you know while I got you, I watched that video that you shot in your niche. Really good. I've got some ideas. I'm going to be sharing them probably on this Thursday's call. So I'll be sharing those there with you, but great job on taking action, man. Okay, Salama, when you started, did you have any savings to carry you through? So my story goes like this. I was working at my father's construction company. I probably had $1,000 in my savings account, literally probably $1,000 if I was lucky. And then what we ended up doing was we started our photography business on the side. So we did it on the weekends. We did it in the evenings when I was available. And we built up a clientele. And we went through one Christmas. And then the following Christmas, we knew that we were going to probably be busy. And so we mapped it all out that if we got X amount of customers, we would be able to have roughly, I believe it was around $8,000 to $10,000 in the bank after Christmas. And that would be our runway. So basically 10 grand would carry us. And back then I probably needed about $2,500 a month to cover my bills. So 2,500, it's 4 months, right? If I can do rough math. So it would carry us for 4 months. And then in the back of my mind, I also had the safety net that if I couldn't live on that, then I would just go swing the hammer and build a deck or two. I would just go out there and do a side job. But here's the deal. I never had to do a side job ever. I just made it work, and I kept learning, right? I kept learning more. And at that point, then I'm like, okay, I got to switch my like dealing with the customers that we had. I had to switch it to how do I get more clients in the door? And that's where the marketing started to come in. So I think we had around 10 grand when I gave my 2 weeks notice. No, I take that back. That was in November. So it was just as we were in the heart of it. I probably only had about maybe 3 or 4 grand at that time because we had to get through the holidays to actually make that money. So I'd say 4 grand when I gave my 2 weeks notice, and then we were carrying through, but we knew we had appointments. So I was kind of secured in a sense, but we hadn't done the work yet. Let's see. Would you start a different biz knowing what you know today than reselling if you were restarting? No, if I was restarting all over again, it's exactly what I teach inside of Brand Creators Academy. I'd find a niche that I wanted to go into. I'd start creating content. I'd build the list. I would send the email list my content, and then I would also make sure that I could create a digital product or a digital course of some kind. I'd want that to be in that equation because that would allow me to have something to sell, have something to offer. In the short term, if I needed to, I would freelance and I would do exactly what I just said. I would get 1 or 2 people to pay me $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month to run their ads for local business. And then that would give me some extra money while I figured out the other stuff and building that audience. That's what I would do. And Salma, thank you for the reminder of that. I will take a sip. Okay. How do you decide when to initially focus on if you are multi-passionate? How long would you focus on one thing? At least a year minimum. Perfect example. I had Dawn LaFontaine on the podcast recently. She'll be coming on. It hasn't aired yet. And basically for the first 12 months, she just committed to writing that content. And she went from 30 visits a day, maybe even a little bit less, to 1,500 to 1,600 because she committed to a year's worth of writing one piece of content per week. Okay. So you have to devote your energy and attention, because here's the other thing. As you're focusing on that, even if it's not going to be the main thing, you're learning, right? If you learn how to pick your niche and validate it and all that stuff that we talk about in the Niche Finder Fast Track workshop, that's also inside of BCA. So that right there, once we identify that, then it's like, okay, now it's game on. We build our home base, our website, and we start building out the content through what we've taught about inside of Content Creation Workshop. So we do that, and then we build an email list, right? And we build that email list. We start marketing to the email list and messaging the email list. We then build a digital product. And then once we build the digital product, we can now learn how to promote it through our email list, right? Then we get to write some content that's about products that are also in our industry. So if all you did was focus on that part of that path, the 5-stage roadmap that we outline inside of BCA, do that for a year. And whether you're super successful or not, you've just learned how to pick your niche, create your content, build an email list, message your email list, build a digital product, promote the digital product, right? All of that is done. Even, promoting affiliate products. Do you see the difference? A year, I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Versus head down, I'm just going to build this thing and promote it and build a product and build an email list and all that stuff. And if you just scrapped it after a year, even if you scrapped it and you said, this is just going to be like, you're signing up for a 12-month class to basically get through all of that stuff. And then at the end, then you can start something else. You would have learned how to do all of that, right? Even setting up a Facebook ad because you're running Facebook ads to build your email list. You're going to learn how to do all that by actually doing it. Okay. I would much rather have you do that. And at the end of it, you go, Scott, it really didn't pan out. I'm only getting like 100 visitors to my site a day. I built a digital product. I only sold 30 of them. And I built an email list of 500. And, they open my emails, maybe 20%, but they're not really buying anything. I would much rather you come with me to that. And I'd say, okay, but what did you learn? Well, I learned how to do this, 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 and this. And I'm like, good. You just learned how to do all that stuff, not just learn it. You actually did it. There's a difference. So there's my little rant on that one. What's up, Octavio? Speaking of action takers, what are you testing with your niche sites? Well, right now, honestly, the niche sites are really, we're just creating content regularly and we're emailing once a week. And that's really it. We're not doing a whole heck of a lot. And the truth is because of time, right? The time factor. I'm putting all my energy into Brand Creators Academy. I'm putting all my energy into Brand Creators in the podcast. Like that's what I'm putting all my energy into. Those other things are like side projects for me. Okay. And honestly, I just don't want to be that busy. It's lifestyle for me. It's just lifestyle. Alejandro, I've taken the content creation, digital product, email list building, etc. They are pretty awesome. What class do you think will be next? It's a great question. And we've talked about this, and we've kind of talked about if there is even anything else right now within the next 2 or 3 months, just because we really want to focus on those ones that we've already done, right? Niche Finder, Fast Track Workshop, the email list building one, the content creation one, digital product one. There might be one around the corner that will be maybe even one that will go along with the digital product one, is more of how to create a digital course or a digital workshop, right? So this way here, you can create something that isn't just an ebook. Even though we cover that in digital product creation fast track workshop, we actually do teach how to do a workshop, right? Like, and how we've done it. So there might be something there to show how to create a paid workshop. So this way here, you can build it and create it, in a weekend. So I'm thinking about that. Great testimonial, Scott. Absolutely love it. Amazing how hungry businesses are for these resources and skills. What we learn in this group team is truly extraordinary. Thanks for sharing. Well, thank you. I'm not sure who it is because for some reason StreamYard's not letting it come through. Salma, you should. Thanks, Karen. Tim, when would you say you've had enough experience to start a business like you mentioned? Well, I would test it, right? I would be totally honest with that business. I'd be like, listen, I'm going to be starting a marketing company that's going to help small businesses with their marketing, social media, and not just social media where we're going to post organic stuff, where I'm going to actually run paid stuff. And I'd love to use you as a case study, as a testimonial. And because of that, I'm going to be charging, I don't know, $1,000, $800 a month to run these. I'd be more than happy to do it for you for 50% off. And you just be honest with them, right? And get a couple businesses to let you try it with them, right? And learn. So that's what I would do there. Yeah, Kyle, I'm pretty excited too to dig into your niche. Alejandro, from your story, sounds like Facebook ads are a springboard to push sales and get more business. Time to do some Facebook ads class. Yeah, it is. And actually inside of the digital product creation fast track workshop, there is a Facebook training in there, Facebook ads training. Also in the email list building fast track workshop, there's also a training in there for Facebook ads and how to set that up. And basically a lot of it has to do with, having the right offer, targeting, and then understanding how to start an ad and how to start running it. And it's once you understand that, you can pretty much plug and play. You can get complicated. You don't have to though. Yes, learning is key, and the professor is just the man to do the teaching. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Alejandro. Okay, cool. So Michael says, I just published content 2/52 after the workshop. I added a Smush to WordPress, which is basically a plugin that allows you to make your images more optimized so they don't slow down the site. When adding the Pinterest pin from the website to my best of Pinterest board, Pinterest says the image is not optimized for pixels. I created the image using Canva. Is Smush lowering the pixel resolution, and does it even matter? They might be. That's why you do want to create that one image that is specific for Pinterest. And we went over that in the content creation challenge. And we definitely have seen that if you create that image of the exact size, you're going to upload that. And if you have a plugin like that, it's going to reduce it only to the devices. It shouldn't matter. Let's see here. Yes, how to create a paid workshop would be awesome. Alejandro, on your blog post, do you have X amount of links that tie into affiliate links? Currently, I link 2 products per post. Not sure if that's enough. Want to add 2 more. Well, here's the deal. Like, I don't force it. If it makes sense, do it. If it doesn't make sense, don't put them in there. Don't just put them in there because you want to have more links, right? If you're talking about certain things and those certain things are on Amazon and you're an Amazon associate, put the link in there. But I just wouldn't have, links to have links. So you just, wherever they make sense, put them in there. That's what I would do. All right. So guys, let's wrap this up. We're a little bit longer today. I always want to try to keep these to 30 and I always go over. Let me ask you guys, what would be a good topic for this Friday? Give me some feedback on this. And we can do a jam session on a topic that you're interested in. A question that you might have that would make a good, maybe a good episode or a good jam session. So I'll wait a second here and just let me know on what that would be. And guys, I probably should do this right here. Where is it? I would say like one of the things that a lot of people struggle with is just, again, like all of the different things in business in building the brand. And that's why I wrote the email this morning saying inside of Brand Creators Academy, there's 5 stages that we teach. Each one of them is a skill set that you're actually learning too. So whether you're in the academy or not, if you just went through one of our fast track workshops, that's a skill, but it's also you're learning and you're doing, right? So any type of training that I'm ever going to create, it's not going to be like, oh, watch me do this and maybe you can do it. It's like, here's how to do it. Okay. Here's what I want you to do in order to get this thing set up. If you think about the 7-day content creation challenge, the whole idea there was for you to come away from that challenge with one piece of content created. All right. And a lot of people did. Now they know how to do it. Now you can go back and, get better at it, but at least you know how to do it and you walked away with something, right? In the digital product creation fast track, once you are finished with that, you should now be able to do the homework and have that digital product created probably in 7 to 14 days. Okay. So it's all about action for me. You guys know that. Take action, right? It's everywhere here. It's there. You can't see it. There's a big sign up there. I got my book over here. There's another one right here. You guys think I'm kidding. And this here is from Ty Linda, by the way. Ty Linda sent me this. Look at that thing. Distressed wood. Look at that. It's beautiful. Boom. So it's all about that, guys. All right. So with that all being said, let's see if we have anybody that's popping in saying what we should talk about. How to become an Amazon affiliate for newbies. Austin, I have to set up a couple Facebook ads, but it's still a struggle. Should I look to outsource the task or work to learn it myself? If you have the time, Austin, it's probably good to learn it yourself at first. Let me ask you this, if you're still here with me. What are you looking to promote? Are you promoting a lead magnet or are you promoting a product? So that would be the first thing. And either one, Austin, I know you're in BCA. We do have training in BCA on how to set up your Facebook ad. So I would just go through that process, whether it's running a giveaway for, building your email list that way, or it's, driving it to a lead magnet and then having a thank you page. We have all of that stuff in BCA. So if you need help with that, just jump into BCA, post that you need help with that, and we'll direct you to that resource. Friday topic, how to get unstuck and keep moving forward, or how to focus on income generating activities every day. Okay. I like that. Debbie says affiliate. Both physical and digital products. Okay. But so you got to start with one. I would start with one, Austin. And to be quite honest with you, I would probably rather see you promote the digital product on the front and then upsell or put the thank you page offer on your physical product. Here's why. With physical products, if you promote to that physical product and you run out of inventory for whatever reason, you can't run that offer anymore. If you have the digital product, you can always run that because you're never going to run out of the digital product. The back end can always change. Let's say that you run out of that, you can just create another digital product and bolt it onto the back of that. So yeah, if you give us some more details inside of BCA in the private group, Austin, we can kind of lead you to where those resources are. All right. And guys, if any of you are watching and you hear me talk about Brand Creators Academy so much, because that's truly where I'm spending all of my time. We have a call this Thursday at 5 o'clock. We have 2 a month. If you are interested in joining us, I don't know if I have a banner for this. It is by application. Let's see here. Where is that? I have a lower third here somewhere that I created, and now I can't find it. Let's see here. Well, you could always, I believe, go to brandcreatorsacademy.com, or you could go to, I think this will still take you there. Let's see. Where is it? Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. If you just go to brandcreators.com/join, that should take you there. All right. And if not, by the time I get done with this, I'll make sure that it does go there. That's just a pretty link. Friday topic, streaming on Facebook with StreamYard. Okay. We could possibly do that. Yeah, it's pretty simple to do, guys. And I actually just did a full 30-minute video inside the Academy yesterday for Karen, who's doing Facebook Lives, which I'm super excited about. So yeah, we could totally do that. But I don't know if I think Friday's got to be more of a question answer because we're doing the jam session. That would be more of a tutorial. I was thinking about creating a YouTube video specifically for that, and maybe I'll link to that. I don't know. I got to figure that out. But if you're in the Academy, it's already there for you. It's in the Facebook group. I did that yesterday. All right, guys, I think that's it. That's going to wrap up today's coffee talk. I want to thank you guys for showing up, and hopefully this has opened your eyes, but also made you realize that what you're doing today, as long as you are doing and not just learning, you're building a skill set, and that skill set will help you now and way into the future, way into the future. All right. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action, and I'll see you guys Friday. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.